Okay, welcome everybody to Banter in the Box, episode 17, game week 31 review. This will be the last Banter in the Box before we have the virtual presentation awards on the 29th of August, where I will announce the final placings and all of the prize money winners for this season. So, the last league table, this is as at Thursday night, so it doesn't include Friday or yesterday's games. The last league table we're going to see before we announce the results, and it is getting very close in the battle to avoid both the wooden spoon and to avoid relegation. Joseph Stalin's, their controversial all Newcastle United gamble, which hasn't worked. They were the lowest scorers again this week, second consecutive week they've been lowest scorers, and they dropped a point to 27th, which is the lowest they've been since the 3rd of October, and they are only now 16 points ahead of Coldplay United, who again scored a decent weekly total as Martin Maloney bids to avoid the wooden spoon in his debut season, and still hasn't given up hope on climbing out that relegation zone, but he's going to have to go some to avoid it. Though we have got treble points in the FA Cup final and quadruple points in the Europa League final should Manchester United or Wolves get there, and your points are multiplied by 5 if you've got any Manchester City players who reach the Champions League final. Plus bonuses for the highest scoring person in each position and the highest scoring player overall. There are still plenty of points to play for, so anything is possible. And miracle of miracles, Henry Irvine climbed a place to 26th. That's the highest position Henry has been in since the 20th of September 2018, and Henry still has a chance of avoiding relegation. Remember, Henry is the worst manager in Family Fantasy Football League history by virtue of the fact that in his 2 previous seasons he's finished bottom of the table in both of them. And the relegation zone is made up by Never the Boys manager Jack Hoxby, only 16 points from safety, but he stayed in the relegation zone. Remember, 4 managers will be relegated because we have had 5 managers nominated. Only 4 can join, so the bottom 4 will be relegated. 19th place, George Moody, Cockhouse Rangers. I told you last week that George was only the 2nd manager to use one of his captain bonuses that he got at the presentation awards last year. George played his captain stupendous bonus, which meant his captain Mo Salah's points were multiplied by 6 this week. Unfortunately, Mo failed to score in either of 2 games that he played this week. It was still enough to give George a personal highest weekly total for the season as he closes the gap on 18th. But unfortunately, George needed Mo to score a couple of goals over those 2 games. And had Mo Salah done that, George would have registered a highest weekly total for the season, but it wasn't to be. And top half of the table, well, the battle between 4th and 8th continues. Those 5 managers changing positions every week. Hatch United dropped another place to 8th. That's the lowest position Neil has been in since the 10th of October. But the weekly win went to Nicky Saunders, who climbed 2 places after registering 78 points. And at the top, it's still close, although Diamonds did manage to extend their lead over 2nd place James Appley by 5 points. So his lead is 23 points, with Ian Sands continuing in 3rd. Darren Ravel making a late charge to get into those prize money places. And as I said before, still everything to play for. And Steve Maloney still in pole position for the Manager of the Month for July award, though he is only 2 points ahead of Sarah Simons in terms of the points scored this month. And with games all this week. Anything could happen in the final manager of the season stakes. In terms of the manager of the season table, remember the winner of the manager of the season gets a free tactical gambit next season worth up to £10 million. If you don't know what a tactical gambit is, you need to read the rules that I sent out a few weeks ago, and I sent out again yesterday. No points scored in the manager of the season table. Only one manager had a go at this question. Who is that? Now, Megan Hoxby suggested that was Jack Hoxby. That was a wrong answer. So we now know that it's not me, it's not Ryan, and it's not Jack. So a 1 in 25 chance of getting it right, because it is a picture of a Family Fantasy Football League manager. And I've made it a little bit easier. I've expanded the picture a little bit more, giving you a little bit more of a view. It's worth 9 manager of the season points. This has been running for absolutely months. Remember, you're only allowed 1 guess per week, so don't go too early, but it is worth 9 manager of the season points. So even if you haven't scored a manager of the season point and you get it right, you will go to the top of the manager of the season table. So a reminder of those key dates. 31st of July is when your nominations for new managers to join the league next season must be in. No nominations will be accepted after the 31st of July. So far, as I said earlier, 5 managers have been nominated. Once the 1st of August comes around and I know all of the nominations, I will decide on which 4 managers join next season, and those that miss out will go onto the reserve list. Now, what it means going onto the reserve list is all current managers have until the 10th of August to get their entry fee into FFFL HQ in order to guarantee their place next season. If anyone hasn't paid by the 10th of August, then those new managers that were nominated to join next season that missed out, they will be offered any places that are available, first of all, for the first 24 hours after the 10th of August. And then if there are still places from the 11th of August onwards, I will offer places to everyone on a first come, first served basis. So if you want to join next season's competition, you need to pay your entry fee by the 10th of August. Now, if you are subsequently relegated, then I will instantly refund your entry fee. But if you are in the relegation zone at the end of the season and you pay to join next season, and there are other managers above you who do not get their entry fee in by the 10th of August, then regardless of finishing in the relegation zone, you won't be relegated and you will secure your place. All a little bit complicated, but basically the message is this. If you are currently a manager in the Family Fantasy Football League, regardless of your league position, and you want to join next season, get your entry fee into me by the 10th of August. That's your best chance of guaranteeing your place. 29th of August is when I will send out the new player valuation, so you can start picking your team for next season, and that team has to be in by the 10th of September, 9 p.m. Now, that date is subject to change because at the moment the start of next season hasn't absolutely been confirmed by the Premier League. The expected start date is the 12th of September. The vote for that is happening tomorrow, Monday the 23rd of July. And hopefully they will confirm the start date. And if it is the 12th of September as expected, then none of these dates need change. But if it's a different date, then those dates may change. And if they do, I'll obviously let you all know via email, on the Family Fantasy Facebook page, and possibly on a short video on the Family Fantasy Football League YouTube channel. And the last thing to remember is the virtual FFL Presentation Awards will take place live on the Family Fantasy Football League YouTube channel on Saturday the 29th of August at 2 p.m. That is when you will find out where you finished in the table, and whether you won any prize money this season. So, barring any short videos that come out when I need to, the 29th of August is the next time I will speak to you all, and I look forward to doing so. See you later.